Hello Internet, welcome back to Tromsø Twilight, the channel where I, Vincent, talk to you, the abyss, about books, movies, music I enjoy, find interesting, or a combination of the two. Today we are talking about David Salay's novel, Flesh. This book won the Booker Prize in 2025. I got it for Christmas, just read it, and wanted to talk to you about the fact that it won the Booker Prize, my own opinion of the book or my impression of it, and then ask you what you think the reason is that it won the Booker at the end. So David Szalay, he's in his 40s, I think, or he was born in the 80s at least. He's written a couple of novels before this one. He's from Canada originally, but lived in London most of his life and now lives in Vienna. And this is a novel about a guy who grew up in post-Soviet Hungary, and it starts with him as a teenager. The character's name is Istvan. The book is focalized mostly through his perspective, and it starts with him being kind of groomed by a neighbor, an older woman, and then it follows his life subsequently. In some ways, this event changes his entire life and kind of forms the different successes and disasters that follow him subsequently. He's kind of a character with very little evident interiority. He doesn't seem to understand himself very well. He seems to be quite a passive individual, and he kind of sort of drifts from one scenario to the next, just taking those opportunities that come to him. This is true for his career, for his relationships, for his behavior in a lot of different situations. And there are a few moments in the book where he makes quite serious decisions, and it's not very evident whether he really understands why he's made the decisions that he's made. The book is very successful in being compelling and interesting, despite the fact that the character is kind of somewhat passive and flat. The language is very simple. At the same time, it's quite visual. You can see the different environments and the different situations that this character moves through. And in a way, Szalay uses this character to explore the kind of post-Soviet period, different class and economic situations, London in the early 21st century, from the class system to capitalism to political corruption. He touches in on all of these things without exploring any of them in great detail. They're all kind of in the background of what's happening. And most of the characters are sort of morally ambiguous. There's no clearly good or bad characters. One thing that I found really interesting about this book is that it's a book about a man, and it explores his kind of privilege and opportunity as a man, but it also discusses or explores very much the ways in which he is also subject to objectification, to systemic power. He's never really the most powerful individual in any of the situations or relationships that he finds himself in, at least not maybe until quite late in the book. It was very easy to read. I read it really fast. I liked it quite a lot, but I was kind of confused by this having been given the Booker. It's a long time since I've read Booker Prize winners, but when I was younger, I used to follow them, and I'm kind of used to them giving it to people who are doing some kind of literary experimentalism or who are writing books that are quite ambitious in scope. Whereas I found this in some ways to be quite a quiet, subtle novel. It's not doing anything especially unusual linguistically. There's a lot of dialogue where the dialogue is, there's a lot of like, yeah, okay, he said dialogue. And this kind of plays to the kind of everyman type of persona that this central character has. He's not particularly eloquent. He's not particularly confident, but at the same time, he's sort of comfortable with himself for a lot of the novel. One thing that I did really enjoy thematically was the sense that, despite the different changes the different situations that this person goes through in their life. It's like he just kind of accepts each chapter in his life as being what it is, and there's something kind of profound about that. So yeah, I don't have super much to say more than what I've already said about the book. It's an interesting exploration of the period, of the kind of social systems that the character moves through. You know, London is a city of immigrants. Some of them do very well and some of them are very poor, and the book kind of explores both of these avenues. Have you read it? What did you think about it? And I'm really genuinely interested. Like, this isn't a rhetorical question. What is it, do you think, that makes a book like this win one of the most prestigious literary prizes in the world? If you have any thoughts about it, please jump in the comments and let me know. If not, I hope to see you again on another video. Take care for now.